Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. I greet you all with the greeting of Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace and the blessing of Almighty Allah be with you. I'd like to welcome you all for continuation of our segment concerning this our series Silsilat Al-Huda wa Nur. This is tape or cassette number 383 by Sheikh MuhammadAdly Alalbaani. May Allah send mercy in his soul. And this will be the third question concerning the answer of Sheikh Alalbaani refuting the argument of Imam Al-Ghazali by weakening the hadith of Musa with the Malak al-Maut, the angel of death, as it came in the collection of Imam An-Nisa'i. The question was concerning a hadith which in the collection of Imam An-Nisa'i rahmatullah alayh, and is saying, Dear Sheikh, in the book of Sheikh Muhammad Al-Ghazali, he had rejected the hadith of Musa alayhi salam and what had took place between him and the angel of death. And he also said whatever Imam Al-Maziri and An-Nawawi had refuted the argument, he said that is silly and it doesn't hold any water. And his argument was that Malaika did not get hurt by anybody, and also righteous people did not reject or hate death, and how this can happen to somebody like Musa alayhi salam. Sheikh Alalbaani rahmatullah alayhi is saying, I believe strongly that this is mistaken, is wrong. The Sheikh saying, asking the questionnaire, are you saying that the angels doesn't face calamity or get hurt? Or this what Muhammad Al-Ghazali is saying? The person said, that means nothing can happen to them wrong. The Sheikh said, doesn't matter. It seems that Muhammad Al-Ghazali doesn't understand or doesn't know that Malak al-Maut, the angel of death, when he came to Musa alayhi salam, he came to him in a form of a human being. He didn't come to him in his real form as the angels. I believe strongly that he didn't know this. And since he doesn't know this, so his argument doesn't mean anything. That because the hadith in the collection of Musnad al-Imam Ahmad and with authentic narration that the angels used to come for those who before us in a form of a human being. So the angels that came to the Prophet Musa alayhi salam, which is the angel of death, when Allah sent him to Musa, he came in a form of a human being, and he said to Musa, Ajib Rabbak, answer the call of your Lord. Musa is Kalimullah, the one who spoke with Allah directly and one of the selected and chosen prophets of Allah. When somebody come and tell him something like this, and he slapped him, this is good that he did not push him as he pushed the Christian guy in Egypt. As a result of this, he died. But he slapped him. As a result of this, he became one eye. That because he was in a form of a human being. The problem with Sheikh Muhammad Al-Ghazali that he's not well acquainted with the Sunnah of the Prophet. Neither he concerned about collecting all the ahadith that related to the subject. And if he did so, he's not going to have this problem, and he's not going to be rejecting such a hadith. Again, the person asked, but what about the problem that he's saying that the righteous people doesn't hate death? The Sheikh Alalbaani rahmatullah alayhi is saying, who hate death? The questionnaire said back, righteous people hate death. As a result of this, we can see that Musa slapped the angel and he messed up his eye. That because he doesn't want to die. Sheikh Alalbaani rahmatullah alayhi is saying, hating death is something natural with any human being. Same thing like Musa alayhi salam, he was afraid from the magician. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him not to be afraid. So this is not something that can be taken against Musa. Nevertheless, you have to understand, we as a human being, which we are exposed to faults and mistakes and sins, we understand the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is saying, خيركم من طال عمره وحسن عمله. The best among you those who live longer and have a good deed, and the worst among you those who have long life and bad deed. So if somebody dislikes death, is that because life is his chance to do more good deed, and he want to remain more and longer time so he can worship Allah more? So if somebody hate death because he want to do more good deed, this could not be something bad that we can count it against him. And this is something that will be appreciated on the person. Nevertheless, this is not the problem. You have to understand the problem that some people who have the people of ahwa and desires and lust, similar to this person, Ghazali, they follow different things to discourage people from the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and also they can be known by the people that they have the ability to mark such a hadith to be fabricated or not fabricated. But Sheikh Al-Ghazali also mentioned that Musa did this as a form of paying back, because the person when he came and approached him, which is Malak al-Maut, he didn't have a permission. And the Prophet told us that when somebody look inside your house without permission, you have the right to poke his eye. The Sheikh said this is not a evidence, because this has nothing to relate in our Sharia. Nevertheless, we know that Musa alayhi salam, in the end of this, when Malak al-Maut told him, you can live, put your hand on the back of a ox, and every hair that fall under your hand, that you will live. a year for each hair. Said, what after this? He said, you will die. So he said, Musa, no, take my soul now. And this shows us that Musa didn't hate death. We conclude with this. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgiveness for all the Muslims. Ameen. آخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين. And forgive me for lousy translation.